What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here. Excuse me. Okay, without any further delay, this is Super Ninja Austin back here with another review video. And this is the Friday Night SmackDown review on February 21st, 2025. And I tell you what went down, and I'll say we got some pretty exciting and intriguing things to talk about SmackDown, including the return of The Rock, and it seemed like the reports were right from everybody in the IWC. I didn't get a chance to talk much about, not about, what I'm talking about. I haven't got a chance to watch because I got a chance to check it out and talk about it here on the SNA podcast because I was too busy with the what they call animation news and other couple of things that's outside the podcast. And speaking of the animation news, check it out on the other channel. Like it's available on at SNA Entertainment, and also we got some women's match like from the women's champ herself. We also got I think we got a brawl between the two teams of the women's division, and also we also got a tease of a future showdown of WrestleMania. But even though it seems impossible at this point, like considering the Elimination Chamber is just only like a little bit over a week away, 8 days even, and also what else? And we got a very unusually unneeded tag team that actually could work out. Like, especially with the team name, I guess it does make sense. Like when it comes to when we put the names together, like in a hybrid. And also we got what else happened on the show, and a very cool, a very hilarious comedic spot as well. And like we got Wade Barrett, it must have been in my mind or something because he said a few things that exactly what I was about to say on about the event, like about like on one match and then the match toward the end, the main event, which I thought it was pretty, I'll say, shockingly controversial. I'll say maybe not too much of controversy, but like it just like because it ended up with a pin with somebody that don't usually take pins unless the story makes sense, which I'm gonna get into, which I don't see is a problem, but at the same time it's just concerning about this wrestler. Like let's hope that WWE didn't lose hope on this guy. But we're gonna get started with everybody getting into the arenas where we got Cody Rhodes, including Cody Rhodes, with him meeting up with Nicholas the Ridiculous. All this is where then he was like. This is where then Nicholas then said, I'm afraid I have some bad news. I'm gonna have to take you out in the 6-man tag match. Would you team with Braun and Damian? This is where Cody Rhodes was questioning him, which was understandable, by saying, "Why the hell you took me off the what's it called? Was that the 6-man tag match?" This is where then Nicholas the Ridiculous was acting ridiculous. I guess that's where he gets the name from. That's one thing that his wife's friend Chelsea Green was right. One thing about Nicholas, but this is where the news like it's out of my hands, which doesn't make no sense. This is where the Cody Rhodes well, Solo can show up and he can do whatever he wants, but you cannot book me into a 6-man tag. But who we need to talk to that to make this 6-man to happen? This is where he's like, there's no way that you could call. There's no way that I could call either. Like, if you smell what I'm cooking, like with him, like showing the reason why, like they're telling him the reason why he cannot do that because he got some bigger fish that he needs to fry with a totally different Hawaii family member, I would say totally different than Hawaii. If you catch my drift, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But this is where we got. But the Nicholas the Ridiculous like this is the orders from the final boss, like which is the nickname which you make. He was like, and the final boss needs to see you in the ring. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, so and this is where I had me start wondering, like, like maybe this could be a huge turnaround, but they didn't confirm anything. Let's just say, but they did kind of tease some things like what could happen. But next up, we got the first match to start, which I would say. probably got the bronze trophy of the night, which was Drew McIntyre against Jimmy Uso. It was pretty decent, like maybe nothing too exciting, but at the same time, like it was unexpected though. However, on how unexpectedly good, and the finish was nothing that we were expecting. This is where we got the match started. As soon as we got Jimmy Uso send the message, they like yeah, Drew, like you may be an elimination chamber match, and everybody knows that, right? But Big Jimbo got a huge question for Big Easy. Like, will Drew McIntyre will go straight into elimination chamber and win that in the next 8 days, and then head over to the biggest showcase event of the year, between 57 or 58 days. He's like, this is where then he was like, and can you go to WrestleMania and go back and finish what you just started, like as a world champion? That's the big question. Is where he's well, like, what I'm gonna tell you is no and yeet. That's what he basically said, but he didn't say it the way I said it. But he was like, "What do you think? This is where he did the what's called. He did that with it's his own version of his brother's catchphrase "yeet," but he say "no yeet." But I like how the way they did that, like when they ask questions that sound ridiculous or delusional from the heel, like he just say like, do you think that's gonna be the case, or do you think that's gonna happen? And then he makes the fans start saying the answer, but with some clear hand gestures like this, doing the no and then the yeet, like if he's a certain dragon that used to do this chance, and like his brother that does the heat wave. But that's where we got things started with Jimmy Uso. Then immediately go right at Drew McIntyre once the bell was rung. Who could blame him? Here's where he got a pretty cool outfit on, which I was assuming that he got the same design, the designer as his wife does, because it looks something similar that she would wear with the grayish black and the neon green and pink stripes, like if he's some kind of a platinum glowing strawberry. But this is where then we got a neon glowing platinum strawberry. Let me rephrase that. But this is where we got Jimmy Uso got sent in the right corner side. He gets Drew McIntyre try to run up to him, but he gets kicked right in the face. This is where he tried to go for a fly in the middle rope, but Drew then caught him, hit the belly to belly suplex, send him right into the bottom left side. Then Drew McIntyre was like that was extremely painful. I know you're not going. I knew you're going to take it easy on me, but dang, like you had to go that rough on me, which he must have been imagining he's fighting Jey Uso or maybe even, I don't know, LA Knight or prep. This is where it's the belly to belly suplex. This is where then we got Drew then out of the ring. This is where then we got Drew then try to grab onto Jey Uso. This is where then he tried to throw him right into the bottom right corner side, which in the spinning back first into it. It's where then this is where Drew McIntyre is like, what? Like he said no yeet, so I'm gonna give him no yeet. Like when I'm trying to outsmart him, like to that is where we got but this is where we got Drew McIntyre throws him back in the ring. Then starting some strikes right onto the main event Jimbo. This is where then we got. But this is where he tried to close him out of the ring, but Jimmy then ducked out of the way right on time. This is where Jimbo tried to kick him in the gut, but this is where he gets stopped by the Scottish Warrior. He spins him around, which was a big ginormous mistakes of the Scotsman. He gets hit with a step up into Giri. This is where we got Jimmy Uso hit the suicide dot onto the Scottish Warrior. This is where he knocks him right down to the ground. This is where we got Jimmy to try to go. That's where Jimmy Uso to try to go up in the apron, go for a leg swipe kick. But Drew McIntyre tripped him right over, back first into the hardest part of the ring, which that being the apron. Drew McIntyre grabbed onto his legs, hits the reverse right onto Alan the announce table, which I could have sworn that Joe Testore called exactly that. But it's where then we got Drew McIntyre hits Jimbo to right face first, right onto the stem steel step with what's the name? Drew McIntyre then mockingly taunted Jimbo Uso by using his own taunt, and then talk about a taunting insult to injury, which I'm not sure if anybody ever talked about that before. But it's where he did the no yeet when he was in the on top of the steel steps. This is where we got the partial powerful force, and all the pro wrestling came on, which was the commercial break. But once we got the adverts went off the air, this is where we got That's where Jimbo then was fighting right back. But once he got him down, like I believe he hit a Samoan drop when he went right to the right side. This where then well, no, it was the bottom corner that he threw Drew McIntyre to hit a Samoan drop. And don't worry, he's full blooded Samoan. But this is where he only got denied of 2.7. This is where then This is where Jimbo then tried to go for a hip attack. This is where the Wade Barrett's like saying like this is a championship caliber match, which I hope that one day, like if Jimbo does become like I don't know, well, I hope one day if he does become the United States Championship or something, they should be fighting for that belt. And it's the first singles championship for Jimmy Uso, and it's the last belt Drew McIntyre's ever held. In his run from the last, I'll say, 15 years in WWE. So I guess we're gonna give everybody what they want, even though I'm not sure if Drew McIntyre wants to be United States champion, but it's just something that would be perfect for him, like at this time. Like we're not gonna push him in the main event just yet again. But anyway, this is where we got Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore out of nowhere, like giving the RKO a run for its money. Speaking of the arc, speaking of the three most devastating letters, we'll keep wondering like when we're ever going to see Randy again, which will probably be at Elimination Chamber. But this is where we got Drew McIntyre try to go for a pin, but this is where it ends up not being the it. It was just the 2.8 count. Drew McIntyre's like, I should have known that was going to be it for considering that he was still up, but he slowly, gradually fell down. But this is where he tried to go for a feature shot DDT. Jimbo counted out of it, hit a right hand, but Drew McIntyre hit right back. This is where they started playing mini wrestling tennis now with their fists, forearms, and elbows. Like until we got Drew McIntyre tried to throw him right to the left side, but it's where he gets intercepted by Jimbo. And throw on the right side is where we got Drew McIntyre went right up on the top rope. This is where he tried to go and try to go for a crossbody, but ends up getting hit with a super kick right to the head by Jimbo. This is where Jimmy Uso hits a spear, which that's starting to be common in the NYE family. But it's where he only got a 2.3 count, unfortunately, unlike what his cousin and his twin brother would have gotten if they did the move. But it's where both men were down with Jimbo with a very disappointed face. This is where we got. This is where Jimmy Uso tried to go for splash right in the upper right, the bottom right side. This is where Drew McIntyre move right out of the way. Smart move of the Scotsman. This is where we got Drew McIntyre then turn it around. And what move he hit again? It was I think it was a swinging neck breaker right after he ducked out of Jimmy's random clothesline that was generic. But it's where Drew McIntyre got back up with the kip up. Then he tried to go for another Claymore, which we all know that was going to be a fluke because, like on the rule book states, like lightning does not strike twice. When it comes to hitting moves like that, this is where he ends up getting hit with a super kick. But it's where he turned the tables back around and his signature, the Glasgow Kiss headbutt. But still, Jimbo was still standing despite was slowly going down. But Drew McIntyre caught him in his arms. This is where Drew McIntyre like you're trying to be a single star, like your twin brother. Like this is the only single success that you're gonna get, by Oos. And then this is where he started shouting at him, but the referee started. That's where the referee's like, hey, like he's on the ropes, like on the bottom right corner side, like you better let go or else 1, 2. This is where he's like, it's like you are nothing to me. And this is where he shouted right after he let go of him. It's where then he went right back, hit a big forearm strike. Then he hits a big right hit into a glass weaving Kiss headbutt. Ezra tried to go for that reverse Alabama slam again. But the one thing he totally forgot about is that lightning does not strike twice, which it ended up happening again for the second straight time, but this time with his other move that's probably likely his signature. This is where it turns into an electric chair, into a flip up, into a wheelbarrow roll up, which is the most devastating move in professional wrestling. This is where Jimbo surprisingly got a win out of this, which I don't know how he got this, but he managed to do so. And I'll give a humongous congratulations to Jimbo for this win. But this is where Drew McIntyre did not take defeat as for an answer. This is where he turned into a sore loser and then completely close on him, like if it is WWE 2K24. And this is where we got Drew McIntyre brought him back in the ring. This is where he started hitting some. This is where it was the post match beatdown. Now this is where the this is where Drew McIntyre didn't try to go for a claymore. This is where he tried to go for a claymore onto Jimbo's head right through the bottom left corner post. Luckily, the security and the producers were there to stop it in time. This is where That's where they told him to stop and just go back to his locker room, which I was probably safe for them, with Kenny Dykstra being the leading person to do so, until Drew McIntyre duped him and went right past him like if he was Jey Uso, which he must have shouted, Jay has nothing on me. And that's where he claymored him right into the face, which that's like a very Scottish, strong accent. Even though I'm kind of part Scottish, on my mother's side, like, well, I'm not going to get into that. That is not what we're here to talk about. But my point is, like, yeah, that's all very similar to something Scottish related. But anyways, yeah, and this is where Drew McIntyre then left where he got trying to get back into this locker room. But what are your thoughts? But what are your thoughts on to Drew McIntyre doing that post match? And do you think this could lead up into a big feud in the next, I'll say, in a many couple weeks, which hopefully this is like a temporary feud rather than being like a full timer, because with rumors speculating with him could be changing plans from him going from Damian Priest to LA Knight, which hopefully that is the case on the road to WrestleMania at least. And if you want to do Priest versus McIntyre, do it in a much more B plus pay per view ish. Like maybe even if it's Clash the Castle Part 3 with them going back to Scotland, but probably exactly in the home city of Ayers, where Drew McIntyre finally get his revenge, sort of. But it's where they showed like when Solo Sikoa accidentally attacks Tama Tonga when they were double teaming on Cody. This is where they showed Jacob Fatina Wagner with Damian Priest like stopping him from attacking anybody. This is where they showed Damian Priest then hit the South Heaven chokeslam on the Braun Strowman, which earned himself the 5th place spot on the participant list. But this is where we got somebody coming out in a very fancy SUV. Well, I'm not sure if it's fancy. More likely brand new is the right term to put it, which that's probably his Uber or Lyft ride, which was Solo Sikoa that got straight into the building and near the truck stops, like into the back of the building when they were at New Orleans. That's where the Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu then went face. That's where the what's his name? Souls Cole's like, okay, listen, like in case like if y'all wondering what happened last week, like that was all just the accident what I just did to Tama. That's where then Jacob I do like, yeah, exactly. Or else like if it wasn't, like it wouldn't be like you wouldn't even be here right now, which he was probably like either like saying that like genuinely like whether if he didn't show up or maybe because he knew he was guilty or like or Jacob Fatu would have taken care of that problem if he knew that was intentional, like if he attacked their cousin like that. But he knew that wasn't like, and he just overreacted right there. Yeah, which, yeah, it was very obvious what was the case. But this is where then we got Soul Code, like, then I was like, okay, now, now we're all in the same page. Like, how about we like, how about I be in your corner with Thomas Match? And this was like, oh yeah. And this is where Jacob Fatu like, oh, like that's disrespect right there. Like me, he's like, but me and Tama, like we've been running things on SmackDown for the last couple of weeks when you were taking your leave of absence. So tonight, me me and you, like, how about I have a better idea? Like, since I wanted to give Tama a break here, anyways, and since Cody's not in the match, like, how about it'll be you and me that calls the plays against Damian and Braun? That's where then this is where we got Souls called like. Okay, I understood. See that right there, Jacob? Like that's exactly why that I love you. And this was like, now I'll be back. Like I'm gonna talk to Nicholas the Ridiculous about this. And this word, Jacob do like, why you need to do that when we just call the action. And this is where they kind of teasing something here. Hopefully, this will lead up into like I'll say a very interesting WrestleMania showdown this year. And speaking of interesting future WrestleMania showdowns, this is where they start hyping things up about The Rock and him like are gonna be showing up, which I thought like since he wasn't showing up at the beginning of the show, I would have expected him to make it a late appearance at like towards the end of the show, but that did not even happen. That's a little bit of a spoiler. I'm gonna give you Assassinators before I revealing anything else, but this is where we got next up. We got This was still hyping things up about the qualifiers on both the men's and women's side, including the men's, like which it shows that features John Cena, CM Punk, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and Seth Rollins. And then this is where we got. This is where they showed like when Carmelo Hayes beat Draw Truth a week ago. This is where we got what's his name? R-Truth saying like it's gonna be the first time ever that we're gonna have his match tonight. This is where Carmelo Hayes pointed out that they already had their match about 7 days prior, like because like they wrestled in the match because he wouldn't stop being his idiotic self, like with it's sort of Carmelo's words, not your boy Super Ninja Austin, because I don't think R-Truth's an idiot in that way. If it has nothing to do with anything comedic related, but anyways, where we got what's name then what's his name? Carmelo. Hey, oh no, this is where Archie's like, no, like I got us booked in the match. This is where then Carmelo's like, who told you that we're gonna be like him? Like this is where then Carmelo Hayes kind of got confused and offended because he said like nobody isn't him but himself, and no pun intended, or should I say yes pun intended indeed. But anyways, this is where we got. And then like to argue again. This is where Carmelo's like, no, I'm him. And this is where like this is where then this is where then we got R-Truth was like no, him made the match. Like which he pointed which I got very confused. It wasn't Nicholas the Ridiculous. Like it was actually the guy that also got traded, just like Truth, and it is The Miz. And he confirmed it doing so. This is where Carmelo Hayes is like, why? He's like, because like people will love us as a duo. This is where Carmelo Hayes is like no, I'm him, and he's like, and like he's The Miz, so we're two totally different people. Like this is where The Miz is like, yeah, that's right. You tell him, Mello. Like, and we're gonna be known as Mello Don't Miz, which that does kind of have a good ring to it. Now I'm thinking about it, even though it kind of sounds ridiculously odd. Like, yeah, thinking about it a week ago when he tried to tease this alliance, but like I was like, yeah, best for Carmelo Hayes not to be in this. But since that makes sense, like he like saying basically Mello don't miss, like which he's have nothing to do with them. This could be a perfect odd pairing, I guess you could say, of a couple of a duo as a team. And then Carmelo Hayes like, all right, like how about like all right, like tonight we are the Mello don't miss. Like and he's like and how about we agree to kick this goofy side clown's ass, like, and this is where The Miz like, yeah, I got that's like a good idea. And the question is, who's your tag partner, Truth? And this is where then Archie's like, yeah, I think like I got a guy that yeah, and he's a Louisiana legend, and he stands, and that's what basically his name stands for, is in this state. And this is where The Miz then. And this is what R-Truth then was like, okay, and I'll see you guys there. This is where then The Miz then reassured that this pairing will not be regrettable. With him saying the fans gonna be chanting "Mellow Don't Miz" like repeatedly, which I was like they may or may not do so. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do both at the same time, which I know some of y'all probably say, how's that possible? Like, that cannot be happening, even if we want that to be the case. But it's where I was like, fans probably will not buy into it, but at the same time, when they look at it, just like your boy Super Ninja Austin, like it will make perfectly good sense because Carmelo Hayes really don't do anything Miz related things. So that what makes it a perfect. And that's where The Miz was like, and we are, and this is where they point out, this is where this is where Carmelo Hayes was not buying it. And still, this is where he started checking it like I know what you're doing, but I'm still not invested into this pairing. This is where R-Truth then reminded the Carmelo Hayes that he wanted you to say awesome, like if he did not know, which we all know that that he was obviously not going to be saying it, but R2 just adds some very perfect comedy, that perfect comedy spot, which that makes him still continue to scream out 100% of 100 karat gold of comedy, if I say so myself. But it's where we got the Miz and Carmelo Hayes injury came out here. This is where we were wondering wondering, speculating us fans to see like who is the Miz gonna be paired up with into this tag team match, and yeah, that was the big $1 million question, if not a dollar question. And no, it's not a hybrid of Lillian Garcia and a million or $1 billion. But it's where then we got R-Truth then introduce who this guy is. And y'all will not believe who exactly it was. But before I get into that, I want to tell you we got a little hype video with Zelina Vega bragging that she was a queen of the ring, and also she had a couple of accomplishments under her belt. But the only thing is, she haven't won championship gold, or at least in the singles women's division. And not trying to make fun of her, but before they start hyping her up into like the next rising star, maybe they should be booking and building her up into that category. But anyway, this is where we got R2 said this guy is a Louisiana legend. He's even from here, even though this guy's not from here. Like That's where then Archie did a little short first part version of his rap. You can never down, what's up? You can feel me, that's the thing, what's up, what? And this is where he's like, all right, I'm gonna tell y'all guys in New Orleans, what's up, about my mystery partner, he's a local legend, even though he's born and bred right here in New Orleans, Louisiana. But this is where we saw who it was. This is where it was none other than L.A. Knight, which he must have, which he got confused with this guy, which it was L.A. Knight, yeah, when he thought the L.A. letters got him confused with the initials of the short initials of Louisiana. There's L and A, when you shorten it out, in saying to say the state's name. So yeah, that's where he got it confused from, at least in kayfabe, of course. But yeah, this is what makes him very comedically great. With him, just know how to unexpectedly make somebody laugh. This is where This is why I would never thought that R2 would do this. And if you and even if you mention anything about me about R-Truth gonna be in the match tonight, I would have not catched on until R-Truth or anybody else would have pointed this out. But it's where even LA Knight was telling him he's not really from Louisiana, and that's not what LA really stands for. But we all know where he's from, and even before I can even say this, this is where Wade Barrett said that. He's actually from Maryland, which I was like, thank you. Finally, somebody somebody's has been listening to your boy SNA. But that's not the only time where Super Ninja. I mean, or it's not the first time that Wade Barrett wouldn't agree to the assassin. And that's where he would say what Super Ninja Austin would say, how you could chant this out, but it can also be understanding because whatever he's doing is working, because if it's supposed to be to get him over, but make him a fan favorite, they're doing a successful job at it, and they're staying that way. But the only thing that's a problem about him is his booking with him, losing the United States Championship in a pointless manner if it's not going to put over his opponent. But anyway, that's where we got LA Knight and start things off with, was it? Oh no, it was R-Truth against Carmelo Hayes. Actually, that's where we got R-Truth needs Melo in the midsection, dives him to the right side, but Carmelo Hayes springboards in the cross clothesline onto the 50-something time 24/7 7-Eleven champion. This is where we got the. It's where he throw. It's where Carmelo Hayes go for a headlock. This is where R-Truth counted through him instead. But this is where he gets arm drag slams. This is where he try to go for a pin. But R-Truth go for a kick out. And some of y'all think that this is a downgrade for Carmelo Hayes. I don't think like for any wrestler like that is in a program with someone like R-Truth, like somehow someone that's so entertaining and so funny and so like probably over, even though like he puts his opponents over, like caliber star. Like I don't think this is a burial. I think this is an upgrade, like some kind of a little like pushable appetizer, like for now, like until Carmelo Hayes does becomes the WWE champion. Like that's what I think that's what's happening right here with Carmelo Hayes right now. Like I think it's better for him to be booked in matches with someone like R-Truth rather than being sitting and catering all day and not having nothing to do. But it's where R-Truth going for splits duck, hits a hip toss right onto to what's his name to Carmelo Hayes because that's what him that's what he and Santino Morella used to do back in the day. But it's where he started counting the pinfall, like if he's the referee or special guest referee. But the thing is, like no one was on top of him, like including him, which he was the legal man. But he ends up counting. But Carmelo's got the shoulder up, like if he really was. But it's where then Archer let the referee know that was only two. That's where both the referee and Carmelo Hayes and the Miz were like, wait, like what? He's supposed to be doing that? Like, why would he think? Why was he thinking that like the referee was counting him for some weird reason? Like, but yeah, this is why he's the best. Like when it comes to goofy wrestling, and yeah, like the whole time I'm giving him the platinum trophy of the night. And there's something about fellow Aquarians being goofy as hell. But anyways, this is where then we got him tagging in LA Knight. This is where then he started hitting some right hands to the face. This is where he's like, yeah. This is where then this is where we got LA Knight going for a spinning neck breaker. This is where then we go for a pin. But this is where Carmelo Hayes immediately goes for a kick out at 2.2, if I'm not mistaken. He tags in Truth back in the ring. He got him in the wrist lock, but this is where we got R-Truth, then ends up only just hitting him with a right hand cut. This is where then he got him in an arm drag. That would turn into like a arm lock. This is where R-Truth like, I got him. And this is where Carmelo is like, not for long. This is where he rolls him, drags him right down. That's where then he ends up getting shoulder tackled by the energetic Truth. That's where but that's where we got R-Truth must have totally forgot that he's no longer in the tag team with the Miz. This is where he ends up of all people tagging in him. This is where the Miz is like, didn't you realize you just tagged me? Like you realize like we're no longer a team, don't you? That's where we got Carmelo Hayes hits a right hand to Carmelo Hayes hit a right hand to the face onto to R-Truth, like to knock the confusion out of his head. But still, despite the blow, he still was more confused than your elderly dementia grandmother typically. And hopefully, I didn't sound offensive if I say that, like because like let's say I have one of those, like yeah, like which I don't want to get into right now. But anyways, it's where we got the most powerful force in all of professional wrestling. Then came on the air, which was the commercial break. But once they got done with the adverts, this is where we got. This is where somehow like R-Truth was coming in back in control. This is where LA Knight to try to beg him to tag him in. This is where LA Knight got what he wanted, like making the comeback on the Miz. But once he got done, he immediately gets kicked out 2.6. LA Knight was shocked, like it wasn't like at least up to 2.9, if not 8, at least, like to be the short than that. But this is where LA Knight goes for repeated right hands onto the face, onto the A-lister, but this is where once he bowed his head, which was the ginormous mistake from the Mexico, he bowed his head, but he gets kicked right into the midsection. The Miz tried to go for a clothesline, he tried to go for a back suplex. LA Knight and the intercepts. The Miz, the flip right out, tags in Carmelo Hayes. Then, but that's why when the Miz tried to run up to LA Knight, tried to go for a double team with Melo, he ends up hitting him with a body slam, but he ends up getting super kicked by the man that don't miss, I should say. It's where he tried to go for a face breaker, but LA Knight caught him out of nowhere. Tried to go for a BFT, which stands for blunt force trauma. That's where we got. That's where then he throws him right to the left side. LA Knight's elbows him right into the face. Right, but this is where once he He went back face first right into the turnbuckles. This is where R-Truth then tags himself in the match. This is where he ducks out of a clothesline, goes for a shoulder block right onto, or two shoulder block right onto Carmelo Hayes, with him trying to be exactly like John Cena, if not thinking he is this childhood hero, even though he's 5 years older than him. But this is where we got, what's the name? R-Truth to go for the five knuckle shuffle, like if he is John Cena. This is where he tried to go for AA, which even had me very proud because like that guy is the same guy that inspired me to think about using that maneuver as my maneuver in my arsenal whenever I do step in the squared circle. But it's where we got Carmelo Hayes and when he tried to counter out of that, this is where he tried to go for a clothesline. R-Truth ducks out of it, went to the top corner side, hit a truth lie detector right onto him. But that spin around move, like with Wade Barrett pointing out that that's the old school R-Truth that he knows that like back in his days in wrestling. But this is where we got what's the name? This is where then we got what's the name? Then this is where we got what's the name? Yeah, R-Truth hit the STF, like, and I hope this is part of his finishing maneuvers along with the others that he does, like in 2K25, like with all 5 other maneuvers that he do. But this is where we got the STF. This is where we got the Miz saving the day, or else he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the meddling A-lister. But this is where we got that's where LA Knight came in, hits a right hand and a discus clothesline that had the fans start jamming all around the arena. This is where LA Knight throws the Miz right onto Barry's tombstone. Like this is where in the bottom right side. This is where they got LA Knight to try to collect the Miz, but this is where he ends up getting kneed right into the face by a black clothing mystery, I guess you could call him, which was Shinsuke Nakamura, of course, and then him with a King Chaza when the referee did not see what was going on. It was Carmelo Hayes then try to. This is when the Miz was wondering like. What ever happened to his partner LA Knight? But this is where Carmelo Hayes then tried to come from behind and attacked him. But this is where the Miz moved right away. But the thing is, he totally forgot this was a tag team match because he didn't know what to do. This is where the Miz tags something. That's where he tried to go for skull crushing finale, but it's turned into a face breaker as well of what's it called of the skull crushing and the face breaking finale. I guess you could say. And that's where the Miz went for the pin, get the 1, 2, 3, and that's where they start smiling like. But Carmelo is like, yeah, I think I'm starting liking this, and this is where that's what Carmelo is like. Okay, I'm gonna give this a try. But you could. That's where Carmelo is like, yeah, I got all the credits. Where the Miz like, yeah, sure you do. This is where we got. But this is where we got Solo Sikoa. This is where we start hyping up things up about Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu against Damian Priest and Braun Strowman, which this was finally changed, like because Solo Sikoa got in the building. Like, well, that's what in kayfabe story perspective. That's the reason why that they changed it. Which I was like, which they were genuinely were telling the story here, which something that was very high praising from WWE. But that's where we got Vignette, Shaw Flair video, like to hype things up with her because she has Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Championship. But that's where we got Tiffany Stratton that came out saying, it's Tiffy time. And this is where she was getting ready for her match against what's her name, Candice LeRae, but also she wants to express their first time teaming with one of her idols, which that being Trish Stratus. And this is where then she was like, and dude, like, yeah, like I know, this was like, you know it right up there, and you know it when she was pointing out like who exactly that she was. This was like ever since I won this title, like everybody's been so obsessed with me, which sounds like a line that a certain particular women's wrestler over the other companies, which she's the champion right there, like. But yeah, that's like what she just said like about a few months ago, and let's hope for Tiffany's sake that she does not throw some cease and desist papers like in anytime soon. But But anyways, this is where we got Tiffany Stratton last week. Like I had Nia Jax beaten, like until Candice LeRae decided to interfere and help her little meal ticket. And this was like, by Elimination Chamber, Trish Stratus and I like we'll make sure that we're gonna be unstoppable force. That we're gonna put these two like two monsters into an inn, and this was. But I want to talk about these two. I want to talk about Shaw Flair, which is my future challenger at WrestleMania 41. This is where fans start booing her as soon as she name dropped her. This is where she was like. Yeah, she's taking her sweet old time. Like she ravaged her hair. Like she grabs a mic and she looks down upon me and just specifically picks me as a WrestleMania opponent. And this was you like, but in that moment, like my dreams came true actually, because I got to lie there and look at her. I realized that like the rumors are gonna be true. Like no one's not gonna be love or kick a girl when she's down. Like someone like Shawn Flair, like of course, and this is what she was like. So at WrestleMania, like I'm not gonna be coming after your legacy, and that's all about you. Like I'm coming after for the spot that you desire the most. And this is what you like, and this that number one spot is that top girl like in the WWE overall, and this is where, but this is where then before she was even halfway done, this is where Nia Jax came in. This is where the This is where Nia Jax like you're not gonna be able to get to see this grand stage of them all. This is where the Tiffany Star Nia like give it all up, Brandon. Like this title is not yours anymore, clearly. Like unless and this was like and I can tell like and I be Candace and when I do be Candace, that means you have nobody to do your dirty work. Oh, like sarcastically pitying Nia Jax. Like I know Candace was like this was you like like I know you want to match this match tonight. Nia, but I'm just feeling a little pissed. This is where Nia Jax yeah, like how about we take care of her right about now? And this is where they end up start doing so. But this is where we got both the two female referees came in the intervene. This is where the That's why, luckily, the female referee was there. Else this match wouldn't have happened. This would have been canceled because, like, of a future beating that Nia was probably planning on to do to the to the master of Tiffy time. This is where we got Candice LeRae got things started, went into a wrist lock. This is where we got this is where we got what's her name? Tiffany Stratton go for a leg drop, bounce right off the top rope, go for an arm drag. This is where Tiffany Stratton did a shoulder tackle right onto what's her name? Candice LeRae, followed up with a drop kick. This is where we got what's her name? This is where then she went right up into the bottom right corner side. This is where then Shaw Flair came in, and then this is where they started coming out to the ring. This is where Tiffany Stratton, like her, like why now? Like this is where Shaw Flair was basically playing the heel here, and I believe WWE was purposely doing this because just the show, like give us the test, like what would it be like if she was the heel, and if WWE did gave us what we wanted, like well, we would have been happy for it because it would also make sense in story. And she just finally got her moment of becoming WWE Women's Champion. Here's where we got Tiffany Stratton in the running hip attack, goes for a pin onto Candice LeRae in the left side. This is where we got a very cold and stern hello from Shaw Flair by referring both Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett as gentlemen. This is where we got Candice LeRae counting out of a Irish whip right to the upper corner, right to from Tiffany right into the top. This is where she goes for a back elbow. She try to go for a pin, but this is where we got Tiffany Stratton immediately kicks out at 2 point. What was it? Was it like 2.6 if I'm mistaken? This is where we got Candice LeRae like you just don't want to quit, but no worries, like I'm gonna take care of you, even if I have to break any bones. This is where then she started leg dropping her right on top on her back and her arm. This is where we got. This is where fans start chanting Tiffy time when Candice LeRae got on the block. This is where we got That's where I got what's her name? Tiffany Stratton throws her right to the left side. That's where Tiffany to try to go up in the top rope and the bottom left corner side, which she definitely did so because she knows that Shaw Flair normally do this maneuver. That's where the Shaw Flair claims that she always have a target on her back, like judge her that she's the most toughest and dominant woman in the division, or is it because of her last name or whatnot? That's where she made a huge botch. Where this where she just shrugged it off, like after she did the maneuver execute. That's where she shouted to the fans by letting them know it's still Tiffy time. This where we got. This where she's like, I'm still going after you, Charlotte. This is where them. This where we got the partial powerful force, and all of professional wrestling came on, which is the commercial break. This is where then we got. But once it got done with the adverts, is where this is where Tiffany Stratton was still on top, which she must be a fan favorite of the powerful force. But once she hits Candace away with the spine buster, she still get denied at 2.7. Like in the pinfall is where we got. Here's we got Tiffany Stratton got thrown to the right corner side. She counters out of a right punch, hit a right punch of her own. Tiffany then went up right in the top rope in the upper right corner side, but this is where she ends up hitting it with a right hand. This is where she rolled right in the top rope. Like this is where Candice LeRae then tried to go for an avalanche suplex. But this is where she gets pushed right off. She hits it with a swan tom, but this is where Candice LeRae move out of the way, nowhere to be found. This is where we got Candice LeRae going for what's that called? A crucifix pin, but it's where Candice LeRae still gets denied with a pinfall. It's where she then hits a. It's where once she gets denied at 2.5, like a generic quarterback would call this, where she tried to go for a stepping stool senton, which that worked, but once she tried to go up in the rope for a moonsault, is where Tiffany Stratton then move right out of the way, then hit her with a what they call with a firewoman's plunge, like a Green Bay plunge, or should we say a Minnesota plunge. That's where what's her name, Nia Jax carries Candice LeRae. This is where we got this is where we got what's happened. This is where she dragged her, put her right in the corner, but it's where Tiffany Stratton leg swipes her or something like that, and then with a missile drop kick as well. This is where she goes for an Alabama slam back first, right onto the barricade. But this is where she kind of made it too obvious, like what she was doing. I think she was trying to make the move perfect, but at the same time, she made it safe, like which you should never do that. Which it should be somewhere in the 100 page in the wrestling book, but it's where we got Tiffany Stratton hit the prettiest moonsault, get the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match is Tiffy. It is Tiffy time, Tiffany Stratton, which definitely gets the silver trophy of the night, right? Because the performance was just generally like just something that was having us to tune in until like when something that we will actually be looking forward to is the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, which first she teams with Trish Stratus against what's her name's Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Then at WrestleMania we got her against what's her name, Candice LeRae. This is where Nia Jax tried to go for Annihilator, but ends up getting stopped with just in the nick of time, which is Trish Stratus, then go for a swift kick right into the face. This is where we got Trish Stratus and going for right on top of what's her name, Candice LeRae, go for a Luthez press. This is where she ducks out the clothesline, hits us, trying to go for a swift kick, but she ends up hitting the spine buster on the her, just like Tiffy just did. This is where she picks Tiffany Stratton right back up, but Nia Jackson trying to stop. But this is where Trish Stratus started hitting some punches right into the right hand and right forearm and elbow. And I did not expect her to show up on tonight, even though they're having her built up build her up until we get to Elimination Chamber in Trish Stratus' hometown of Toronto. But yeah, she was here tonight, and yeah, this was a little bit of a shocker. This is where we got. This is where we got Candice LeRae going for a chop block. This is where we got Nia Jackson hit her head, but right on to Tiffany Stratton. This is where we got Nia Jackson hit the head, but right on top of her, right beside her is where she had a double annihilator right on both Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton. Which the only bad thing about this was that she made it a little bit too safe, like to try to to make it a little too obvious, like what she was leading towards, like when she hit a with the annihilator. Bridgewater got soft way immediately came out into the ring, came into the ring, not out into the ring, because because the heels are out of the ring. This is where we got Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest was in the backstage trying to. This is where then he wished him the very best of luck. This is where And this is where then Cody Rhodes, and if you need anything, you know where to catch me. This is where Damian Priest, I appreciate it. And this like he was I appreciate that, but after this all taken care of with the new bloodline and whatnot, once I get in that elimination chamber, I am definitely gonna come back after you, and I will be going after that championship. And this is where Cody Rhodes, I figured that, and I couldn't have it any other better way. But yeah, anyway, this is where we got Braun Strowman to show some good sportsmanship by saying that congratulations, you're facing all 500 men at the Elimination Chamber. This is where he's like, don't you know that you and I both know just to let you assassinators know I'm eating a little bit of powdered sugar a little. I just to wake myself up. That just came from my mother. I know it's not some substance that a powdery substance that's concerning and banned from YouTube, but just to help me keep me awake. But anyway, this is where we got. That's where the Damian Priest is calm it down, Braun, because I'm telling you, SmackDown with all these excuses and whatnot. Yeah, I beat you fair and square, despite the outside interference with Solo and whatnot. But even for being excuses, he does have a point, Braun Strowman. He had Jacob Fatu, but this is what Damian Priest I was done the same thing too. I'll be saying the same thing. So did attack you. That's fair enough. But tonight we do have him tonight, and we're gonna take him once and for all, aren't we? And then Braun Strowman's I don't want nothing more than to take out Jacob once and for all. And this is where we got. This is where we got. See, some powdered sugar. But anyways, let me know down in the comment section right down below, and what's your opinions about this tag team match. Do you think that you knew that Priest and Strowman's gonna win, or do you think they're gonna lose? Oh, my bad. But let me know down in the comments below either way. But anyway, Assassinated. And we move on to with Alexa Bliss had a little vignette saying it seems like things are the same to me. But that's where it showed the women's no more contenders elimination chamber winner gets a shot at Rhea Ripley's Women's World Championship. But This is where Alexa Bliss is like, this is totally it's like even though like there's things have changed since I've been gone for the past 2 years. But I still just show that this place is still its vulnerable self, and I'm gonna make it the difference maker, like of going into the elimination chamber and win. And I already have a track record of winning because, like about 7 years ago, that's exactly what I did when I was the women's champion. And this is why I was like, well, like I wonder who was the last person that you eliminated out of that match, Miss Alexa. And hopefully that my brother's TV out in the living room didn't hear me. But yeah. But yeah, my point is like, yeah, like she did win and it was against certain female individuals. But anyways, which I'm not sure if I should be mentioning by name here. But here's where we got what's her Byron Saxton was interviewing Naomi and Bianca Belair up next. And that's where then Byron Saxton then got corrected by when Naomi saying that it wasn't if like it was when they did like and they seen it on camera. Well, but the thing is, we didn't see it like exactly right next to Jay Cargill. So I guess everybody's been right about Naomi probably being the one to do it, but we're gonna probably figure it out very soon. That's why Bianca was like, he cannot wait to get in the ring because it's been confirmed that they will be defending those titles next week against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. But that's where we got what was happening? Oh yeah, this is where we got Bianca Belair and Naomi then came out because Naomi had her match against Liv Morgan, or so much for that. My bad, assassinators. I'm back here. Excuse me. This is where we got the match nearly happened. Like with Naomi and Bianca was just right on the apron. Like if they're the modern day Funkadactyls. That's where once they're about to get in the ring, this is where they immediately get attacked by Raquel and Liv Morgan. This is where they brought them down. This is where Liv Morgan are doing her evil, ugly laugh like that. Sounds and looks horrible, like because she if it looks like all that, then it must be working. But yeah, that's where the match didn't even happen. That's where it was a brawl. And do you think that this Monday could be like where we can figure out like the truth on who the truth and who's the culprit that attacked Jay Cargill in question? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. This is where we got. This is where we got. This is where we got what? This is where Piper and Chelsea came in. And the next one, what they went into the locker room, saying like, that's where Nicholas the ridiculous then more ridiculous than the person that claimed that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez attacked Jay Cargill. This is where the here's where he's like, I know what crap that you pull, and I don't tolerate that on my show. So go back out my building, bro. Here's where he started cracking like, and this is where the Nicholas the ridiculous then started telling very much like a real authority figure by saying, like, "Hey, yo, y'all won't be laughing when I call the cops on y'all's asses." But this where them like, all right, bye bye. And this where they just left immediately, just right after they. This where the, but this where then we got what's that Chelsea Green and came in saying like shouting Nicholas without the ridiculous because she thought that that he changed from the last couple weeks that the meeting. This was don't worry, Piper Chubby are gonna. We'll gladly take Piper. I mean, take Piper and I will gladly take Bianca in Naomi's place. And like, no, they're not missing the elimination because trust me on that, they're not gonna be injured. And they may be down for now, but they're not gonna be out for good. And this was like, but no, like I already got a custom outfit. This is where like some of her fans would probably be very disappointed if she's not going to be at the chamber. But it's where she's like, Albert, you know what? Like, this is a complete tragedy. Like, this was like, this is where it is like, this is like the worst thing that has ever been done on TV. Like since like when maple syrup was taken away from a Canadian show, like. Like Nicholas, you know who the hell I am. I am the longest reigning, first ever, tallest, shortest, richest, tannest, youngest, oldest, prettiest, United States women's champion, and you better remember that. And this, and this is what. And this is where Piper is like, "Are you gonna show some respect for the champ?" This is where Piper asked the questions. But this is where what's the name? They called us they felt any intimidated, and this is where it's like I'm gonna lose my patience. Like this was like, okay, like y'all will be using those outfits that y'all been prepared for the elimination because y'all will be competing on SmackDown. Like it's gonna be a really good one, which I was wondering what match is gonna be. But this is where before like Chelsea Green can get any details onto who she gonna be might be facing. That's where then he already left. This is where he's like to his sighing because he just left immediately before telling him who's he gonna be in the ring with. Who do you think that should be in the ring with? Let me know in the comments. But it's where we got some theme music start playing, like in the arena. This is where it was like, if you smell what the rock is cooking, and it was mixed into some jazzy New Orleans music. This where and then went back to his final boss theme song. Like that's where they start playing the theme like doom 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 doom, and this is where got by on the top rope. This is where he did his pose. This is where he went on the microphone after he did all the posing, like you normally do when he enters the ring. This way he was kind of like a tweener here with him. It sounded like a fan favorite, like and then praising the baby face and also like praising their baby face and like sounding heelish to the fans, which I never thought I would see anybody, even if they are like in the legend status. But they start with Rock act like a baby face, like in New Orleans, like on a Friday night, like with a final boss, like to get inside this bird and fly all the way here, like I'm dropping some MF and sugar on the iced tea here tonight. Like some Mother Fudge on sweet and chocolate kiwi kale, sugar on the iced tea. And the fans start chanting Rocky because they know it's never gonna be a dull moment like when the Rock is in the ring. It's where then you continue on the mic, and this is where he was like, and fine. And that's where one of the fans started chanting, "Finally, The Rock is back in New Orleans." This is where The Rock is like, no, like you should leave that to me. Like, hey, like I didn't even say it yet. Anyways, this is where he had to re-say it. This is where he had to say it. Like immediately, this is where the fans start saying along with him. This is where The Rock then exposed like a big surprise, which I should have told you in the beginning. I'm just a little exhausted. Sorry about that, assassinators. Like I promise I won't be like this ever again. Like, but this is where we got go to I mean Roman Reigns. I mean The Rock then finally revealed a big surprise that he want to announce, and that is this is going to be the same city for WrestleMania 42. And yes, sir, ma'am, he like the WrestleMania is going to come back to straight to New Orleans, Louisiana. Like, and then from the recent decade, it's probably or like from the recent century, I should say, it's been like its third time they've been into the Big Easy. That's where we got. It's like it's a Rock to say we're making it official in front of the whole world. So next week in 2026, WrestleMania 42 is gonna be live at the Superdome of New Orleans, and that's where then fans start cheering the loudest. There's like, and the other reason why I'm here, now that that's been said, like this is where fans started chanting "Holy Sugar Honey Iced Tea" because there was a very shocking moment of the night. It is a Roman Reigns. I mean, it's not Roman Reigns. I'm talking about The Rock. It's like, like you, like you. This is like he was oh, you like that? Huh? Yeah, and y'all very excited like when they start chanting that, like they're being absolutely happy that the grandest stage is gonna be in their city. But this is where then the Rock starts singing old school New Orleans Saints song. This is where then. This is where they try to sing. This is where then this is where then he heard the fans start singing along with. This is where he's like, no, even now the sing along with Rock time is over. Like it's never gonna come back. Like I let the Rock sing the song on his own. Like with him saying like, hold on, like this is not a sing along with the final boss. Let me rephrase that. It is okay, like you sit up and shut your mouth and let the final boss. That's where I start booing him because he's still technically a heel. And that's where I called him some what's it called? STD obsessed trailer park trash or something like that to the New Orleans fans. And I was like, he really just said all that to them. Like that was very harsh. But this is where we got the final boss, The Rock, then took off his shades and put them back on. This is where and he's like I'm like here, like I'm I'm here because the one man that I admire and one man that we all admire, and he's our WWE champion. And yeah, you guessed it. And then this is where he then instead of referring him to his nickname, the American Nightmare, he just said, and this is the man I'm about to call out here. And they're like, so get out here, Cody. And then Cody Rhodes came out with his theme song, because yeah, of course he do, because like when somebody asked him to come out, he'd probably come out there. He's one of the most polite men that you could possibly ever meet. Even though I never got a chance to, I never had a chance at first. Never got the chance to meet Cody Rhodes, because because I'll say for one instant, like when I did went to an event like with my family, it's like Cody Rhodes has been injured, they're not even too injured to compete in the match because of his triceps injury. But this is where the fans start singing along his song because that's not over, like especially at this time because he's the top over baby face. But it's where then the Rock claims that their beef is still it's still squashed and they're good friends since the what they call the Raw premiere on Netflix, where then The Rock pointed out that these fans love him to death. That's where Cody Rhodes is like, well, like I love them too. And then Cody Rhodes could do like, and you know what else is crazy? I gotta take like you. There's a lot of things that but all you don't know. For all y'all, man, like that, like ever since last year at WrestleMania, we actually became good friends. Actually, that's why fans started booing him. He's kind of delusional because considering the fact that even after Mania, like he let him know that he will see him someday, and it will be for that championship. Maybe that's what he wants us to believe. Like, yeah, they were good friends, only for him to just wait until that perfect time comes, like when someone's at least expecting, which I believe there's going to be some that's going to still expect the final boss to try to make a move and try to attack the American Nightmare. But this is where we got Cody Rhodes. Yeah, when we have true though, nobody can't. This story, like, and a lot of time we were on shows that were on Netflix, the debut, like where I lay flowers down by your feet. As a matter of fact, like I told everybody, you carry this company as its big as incredible champion. And I want to thank you very much for that. Cody Rhodes was out of character moment from the final boss. That's where the Rock was like, and I said it, I meant it as a matter of fact, like when I said it in the City of Angels, like we drank some Terrawada tequilas right in the back. Like having a good old time, huh? Like ain't that right, Code? We tried to like we had a complete blast, didn't we, Code? And this is where then you like, but okay, oh yeah, like something that's very important, and that is this, Code. You like here's one thing, like and it's one thing only. And this is where I got immediately interrupted. This is where and like don't listen to him. This is where Cody Rhodes like, oh, like I'm gonna let him. That's where the Rock referred the American Nightmare as a champion, a WWE champion to be exact. He's like, and he knows that, and he pointed out the, and he was like, and yeah, we got each other's numbers. We text every once in a while, like and see how we do it. Like as a matter of fact, like we're not just friends. Like our own mothers became good friends as well. Like show pictures of our moms. Like this way they showed a picture like on WrestleMania during WrestleMania weekend. It was Cody Rhodes' mother, Mama Rhodes, like what The Rock likes to call her, and like The Rock even called his own mother Mama Rock or something like that. Yeah, but that's very cool. Like The Rock pointing that out, like it was after last year's or something. He's like, it's been a pleasure becoming Cody's friend. Like he's like, but like he called really called out, like you want to see him face to face, because you want to let him know if you like his number one, like he's been a great champion, like but Cody, like he needs to understand the thing, like because there's The Rock, the final boss himself, like is on the board of TKO, like he's the head of that thing, and TKO owns WWE with him breaking a couple of fourth wall, not because that, but naming some names that are actually technically are owners of the WWE now. He's just a board member, like so. He's just underneath those guys. He's like I'm the. This is where he pointed out that he is the board member of the TKO Group Holdings. This is where he was like, as a matter of fact, like when the fans were getting tired of him saying matter of fact, like every 5 minutes, with the right say, that's where he was like my friend, like you probably know Ariel Hawani, like and yeah, like he owns everything about with WWE. Like as a matter of fact, like all right, like can you believe that you own the WWE now? Like this would Here's where Ariel Hawani was then played back with him saying, "No, like I don't own the WWE, like you own the WWE." This is where the Rock's like I'm not sure if I'm not the one, but one thing I know is like, well, I am the most powerful like individual like in this business, like in Cody, like you are a great champion, but my friend, I want you to be something that is more than a great champion. Like I want you to be more than our champion here. He's like, and I want you, just. And that is, like, I want you to be my champion. That's what he said. And the Cody Rhodes, like, are you for real right now? Like I would gladly, like, when him, like, just being like a shocked with words to Cody Rhodes. Like, I certainly didn't expect like you and I would have became friends for the past 365 days, and even our own mothers being friends, like as well, like 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 the Terramana, like he's like the Terramana vodka drinks that we had about a month ago. I did not exactly have that on my bingo card, like for 2025, like. Like, and even being your champion, like, I think like, you above all people know that, like, well, like, so we start stuttering, like, say, like, like, at the end of the day, I am still their champion. When the fans start clapping and cheering for them, I guess they're trying to make him a jealous Jerry. Which, if it was, but it's where fans start chanting Cody, 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 Cody. Like, after he said that, is where Cody Rhodes then. Oh no, The Rock then was like, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, you are the champion. You are, of course, just like Rock, like the Rock is the people champion. But enough about you. Like, it's all the WWE universe. Like, we were all born in this business. It's all in our DNA. Wrestling's very deep in our family, which that's an understatement of the family tree of the Rhodes and the NYE. But this is where the Rock was like, well, let me tell you this. Like, I know that for the fact that the number one and to bring much joy and happiness to everybody around the world, and many people around the world. Is that possible, peeps? Anyway, Rock is like, yeah, you're that dude, and I know what they know. Like how many social media fans they got? Like, you got over millions and millions, like, don't you? And then Cody Rhodes and man's like nodding his head. And this is where Rock's like then reassured him like that he got 500 million, like, and that's a fact. But what what the point is, like, he's the most followed man in the world right now, not just in wrestling. Like in like in The Rock is here, like I want you up here, like, my champion, like Cody Rhodes. Like, if you become my champion, like, I can open up doors and opportunities like that, like of your existence, like as a megastar. Like, if you become my champion, like every dream you ever had, like I make come true. Like with him, basically being like some kind of evil Disney genie, like if there's such thing as one, even though the only genie that we know is they're normally the good guy. But that's where the Rock continues to like every dream like that, like of his wife and his daughter, like who he knows, like that he invited to the premiere of Moana 2 in Hawaii, like into this little family premiere. This is where he thanks the thanks the fans, like the the making the statue $1 billion. He's like, and then he came to the house support, like, and he's like, and he met the family. They're all amazing, like these dreams, but like you're not like here, we're on the clouds now. Like, I'm gonna make that come. This is where The Rock then asked Cody to be his champion, which had me wondering, like, could we be seeing the showdown, or could we see this alliance could come true, like between the American Nightmare and the final boss? But that's where The Rock is. And Cody, I want to think about one thing for a second, Code. But that's where then The Rock then point out that they have like a few things that are similarly common that they both have. Like, they're both lucky boys, they're both mama's boys, they're both girl dads. Like with two fathers and husbands that only have daughters, like, respectively. And that's where The Rock then about the fan talking trash to me. He's like, "Oh, you better stop talking like that, or I'm gonna slap the syphilis off your face." Like, which I thought time with laughter along with the other fans, which even though R-Truth got the platinum trophy, The Rock gets golden trophy of this because he just knows how to bring in smiles and laughter in all around the across the arena, I guess you could say. But that's what The Rock said. And the one thing that I've never had, like, number one, like, more than everything, like, in the world, like, is a brother, which that is. Hey, Julian. Which I'm not sure if that's true. Yeah, Birdie? I know how to do some monkey bars like you. Okay. Oh, really? You do? Yeah. But anyway, this is where we got. Keep going, like. The final boss is like, that's where you can be, Cody. last year at WrestleMania, like my goal was just the tell your goal was to beat Cody for the title, and you know, and I know, when I came back, I talked to Triple H, which is a true long, my true longtime friend in this business, and and Nicholas Khan, the same guy that was my childhood friend as a kid, and then this was both of them are my good friends, and I know it's not my plan, I know it's supposed to be. And he's like, I know I'm supposed to beat Cody, which that I think that's giving up too much information per se. He's like, but this is where he's like, but this, and this is where he's like, and he's like, but and he's like, and I was telling him how about we do Rock and Roman Reigns? This is the greatest match of the night. But this is where he was like, but yeah, guess what you did, Cody Rhodes? You fudge unsweetened chocolate kiwi killed it up, yeah, which yeah, he did not. Said that he messed it up by sabotaging by throwing a lifetime supplies of organic chocolate bars. That's kiwi kale flavor, but that are organic, of course. But this is where we got uh, Cody Rhodes is like, oh, you talking about this now? This is where we got Cody Rhodes is oh, but it's when, but he's like, but the point is you stood up to me, Cody. You stood up to the whole world. And you slapped me right across my face. Which, but the reason why Cody did it is because we all know that it was The Rock that did it first. And he didn't do it until it was in a segment on SmackDown between the four of them, which was him, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, with him saying saying that basically Cody Rhodes was a mistaken child that his mother and father, which is Dusty and Michelle, I believe that's what Cody's mother's name is, didn't made a mistake, but this is where Cody Rhodes let him know by slapping him across his face that he went too far. This is where The Rock was like, nobody don't do that to The Rock and get away with that. But that's who but you were something special, Cody. Yeah, you were and he's like, and you should be my champion, Cody. That's why I want to take you up to the mid, and put you right up on the tippity top. And he's like, and I'm gonna make sure that every desire comes true, you and your future generation. And he was like, and yeah, my dad and your dad, are looking down up in the heavens, yeah, being proud of both of them, how how that we can come together. And it's the both American Dream and the Soul Man, looking down, being proud of their sons, working together, they and then that's another thing that was another common thing that happened that's going on with us, in what's that and saying they were besties, and now we can be best friends too, and Cody, just please be my champion. I don't need you to answer me tonight though. I want to think about it, right? Just go home and talk to your wife and hold your baby girl, now I'm gonna go and talk to my wife and hold my baby girls as well. And then this where then he's and I want you to think about I want to meet you in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at Elimination Chamber on March 1st, which they're gonna have them. Which that's when he has enough time. I mean, that's not enough time, but my point is, I'm saying at the time make this decision if he wants to be a Rock's champion or wherever he is, with the Rock being his manager or whatnot. With that's kind of unusual to see the Rock in this position. Normally, he is the rest. But I'm wondering if this is gonna lead up into some kind of a showdown between these two. The way they did this, it looks like that Cody Rhodes could see this as consideration because The Rock is a big name, big deal, not only in wrestling but also in the world of Hollywood and anything entertainment related. But it is where then The Rock was like, okay, I'm gonna about to fly off out of New Orleans because it's already a hot crowd here tonight. This is where the fans are cheering because it literally is it's very smokingly cheerful in this arena. Even though I'm not even in the building, but it's when the Rock was you know, I want like anything of this world, like, and then this word, and the Rock was like, and that is champion. He pointed at the belt like and Cody. He's like, you cannot be serious, can you? This is when Cody Rhodes starts again, like, you're talking about this championship when him got on the microphone, like my championship and your champion, my champion is your championship. Like this is what y'all about. This is what the Rock then what's it called, then try to correct him, like when him not tell him what exactly, that's not what exactly what he's saying. Is where he's saying no, my brother, like he's like I don't want your championship, like like I and that's where then he starts sounding like Satan himself by saying he wants his soul, like he wants him to sell his soul to him, like if he's some kind of a manipulative demon. Like, and I was like, what? Like, you really just say that like on live national television? Even though this is all kayfabe, but at the same time it sounds unease. Like, why would you describe this partnership as like when him like if you're trying to run an organization of selling and so this where fans start chanting "Don't do it," like which you could blame the fans in the Big Easy, like even though like if there's a shadow man down at the Big Easy Southern City, like you probably would probably saying the complete opposite what the fans were chanting, saying do it, Cody, like just shake the final boss's hand. Like anything like this, like which you never shake the hands of the devil man, which I'm not calling the Rock that, like, but as a heel gimmick, like it is working with being somewhat hated in kayfabe, but not like in reality, of course not. But yeah, this is where the Rock then went out there. And do you think that Cody Rhodes is gonna agree and be his champion and then sell his soul to him or whatever that the scenario was? When he say like but some of the fans are chanting "Take his soul" to the Rock, like to Cody Rhodes, because they want to see this fight as much as the next guy does, which I'm not sure who is the next guy, which I guess you're looking at him. But anyways, do you think it's gonna happen? Do you think that we're gonna see Cody become the Rock's champion and they're just gonna turn him into a heel? Or you gonna be into the heel side, or do you think that he's gonna he's not gonna accept the deal, and this is gonna be turned into a fallout, like into a brawl, and then maybe leading things up to WrestleMania, or maybe to on a later date into a wrestling match like for the title? I'm not sure. It's having me confused right now. Like, it's just so interesting to see. Like, maybe WWE finally got back on track onto this and made this like something like must see, like onto the road of the grandest stage of them all, which is WrestleMania. But let me know down in the comment section right down below what you think was going to be happening in the foreseeable future onto that in the next week. But like at the Elimination Chamber, of course. But this is where we got Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano of DIY came out with their WWE Tag Team Championships. This is where then Johnny Gargano was like shout out to the New Orleans crowd by saying the full name of it. Give it like one time for your two-time WWE Tag Team Champions. And it's like in which is us, of course. Like, and this is where the fans did the complete opposite. They're like, there's like the BTTIW, wherever he shot it out. This is where he got into the ring. He was like, it is like, he was like, and this is where he shot up DIY, and this is where the fans are booing because they're the most, they're the fan hated heel tag team on the SmackDown roster right now. And they're doing a very successful job of doing so, especially as champions. This is where Tommaso Ciampa's like, yeah, like it's been electrifying. Like no, like no pun intended, or if it is intended, because considering who was out there that normally say that. But this is where he's like, but can we just please be somber for a second, like, and hold your applause. Like 2 weeks ago, like Pretty Deadly, like embarrassed us, and now it's time for us for the to reluctantly return that favor and like like tonight in this tag team match and crush their hopes and dreams of ever becoming the WWE Tag Team Champions. Like, and this is where the And this was like, and rise to your feet, remove your baseball caps, like if you're at a game about to hear a little baseball song. This was like, and you please bob your heads, like, like we will have a moment of silence, like we're pretty deadly, beginning, of beginning right now with them, trying to do, what they call a trying to give him an early funeral. Like I guess like it's before the funeral, but they're trying to give him a little bit of an early service. I'm not sure what exactly their deal is, but it is pretty funny. But luckily, Pretty Deadly came out there, and never thought I would say that about this team. Like I'm very happy that they interrupted this very cringeworthy segment, and this is where these two guys that promised Simon like a musical, like which some tells me they will, like if they do win these tag team titles, which let's just say they were close, like and since it ended in a very screwy and controversial way, even though it was all part of this plan, it's still gonna get the blue ribbon because it was not really as much as like it wasn't really like because the way that it ended is like it was the way that we would expect it to be, predictable even. Like, and there's nothing like, well, what's that word? There's not nothing too intriguing about that. Like, unless if outside interference happened sooner, but this is where we got. But this is where we got the match started with the Tommaso Ciampa and Elton Prince with him tagging Johnny Gargano. Tommaso hit the back super, but Gargano hits a springboard spear in the ring. They try to go for a pin. This is where he gets denied at 2.8, if I'm not mistaken. This is where we got. This is where we got Johnny Gargano throw Tommaso Ciampa. This is where he ends up getting hit with an elbow right to the face. But this is where we got Johnny Gargano going for a step up in Segiri. But this is where we got Kit Wilson go for a boot right into the face. Tommaso go for the boot right into his. And this is where they try to go for a clothesline on to Elton Prince. But Elton Prince ducks out of that. This is where they go for a double crossbar right into the midsection of both men. This is where we got Elton Prince then immediately gets the hot tag, which he started making a comeback on both DIY members, including Johnny Gargano. We can't rush it. To lose here. This is where it goes for an elbow drop. This is where it goes for to the bottom left side. This is where it goes for a clothesline on to Johnny Gargano. This is where we got Kit Wilson actually kicks him right in the midst. Who right about to hit a twist of fate, but this is where he gets turned around by Johnny. He gets hit with a forearm strike. This is where we got the man that has wrestling into his, right after his first name is a nickname. Then they hit a strike, them into the right side. But this is where we got Kit Wilson in a rebound clothesline, tags in Elton Prince. Then they try to go for a back suplex position to Elton Prince way. This is where this is where Johnny Gargano go for a kick right to the face. This is where then we got Johnny Gargano throws Kit Wilson right into Elton Prince, but they start going for a wheelbarrow roll. This is where we got that's where I got Tommaso Ciampa got back in the ring somehow. Like after Elton Prince's unsuccessful kick out at 2.6. This is where Tommaso Ciampa go right hand, but this is where Elton Prince ducks. This is where he try to go for a fireman's carry, but this is where Tommaso Ciampa move out the way. This is where he go for a wrist lock. Where do we got? This is where we got Elton Prince go for a spinning back suplex on to Tommaso Ciampa. This is where we got Elton Prince trying to go for a tag onto what's his name? Onto Kit Wilson, but it's where we got Montez Ford and pushes what's his name? Kit Wilson off the top rope with General Dawkins jump right top. I'm like, man, I was like, that toxic, disgusting water must be contagious over the worst city of the United States, Cincinnati, because it has an effect with my boys, them street profits, which had me screaming, no, like not these two, like definitely not these two, but it's where they were causing chaos. And as for a man that loving chaos, because I am a shadow hedgehog, like this was way too much. But it's where once they took care of Pretty Deadly, here's where we got Angelo Dawkins to go for a flapjack. On to Tommaso Ciampa, matches forward to my website. Scar cross match onto onto what's his name, onto Tommaso Ciampa. This is where we got the Motor City Machine Guns came out because they want to get their revenge because they got cheated out of their tag goal from the Street Profits a couple weeks ago. That's where they started bringing the fight to the former Triple Crown tag team. That's where we got Montez Ford throw Chris Sabin out in the bottom corner. No, it was Alex Shelley actually. That's where he hits him. He spins him around, hit a clothesline. This is where we got Angelo Dawkins power slam Chris Sabin. This is where they hit that spinebuster neckbreaker maneuver. This is where we got the next segment, which is Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, segment next. Before I get into that, I want to ask you, Assassinators, what was your thoughts on the returning Street Profits, and do you think they should be the ones to win? And despite that, despite them probably getting affected by the disgusting water at the worst city, which is Cincinnati, I think they'll be fine, and I think that they will finally win tag team gold. But let's move on to the next slide. Then we got the sign of the night segment going on, with them showing. Everybody got signs like waivers for the wrestlers, commentators, or or even about themselves, like with their own custom of their what they call it, of the wrestler's catchphrase into the mix of the sign. But it's where they show when when John Cena, when he competed at the Elimination Chamber. It was back in 2010, when they showed him when he won and when recaptured his WWE Championship back 15 years ago, which I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully that you don't worry about being, I'll say, being uncomfortable like that again. Hopefully this is giving you the comfort that you need, to watch the SNA podcast. But anyway, this is where they showed when Batista beat him for the WWE Championship in that exact same night. Just Batista bombing him after a big devastating spear onto Cena. This is where they showed John Cena at the press conference, every Elimination Chamber match, which which though was the which is the two he won back in 2010 and 11 respectively. He won. One was for the championship itself, but one was the number one contender in a match against the Miz, which he was the champion back in 2010. The late 2010, early 2011, which the Miz always keeps bragging that he beat him in that main event. That's that main event of WrestleMania. Here's where the show last Monday when Sami Zayn challenges Kevin Owens, we're making Adam Pearce to make it official, but he's gonna be unsanctioned. This is where we got Sami Zayn. It went to Kevin Owens' residence and just kind of spied on his longtime best friend and what he was doing with his wife and kids. And with all due respect, no disrespect to the prize fighter, don't that kind of sounds a bit, I'll say, creepy, for the spying on, even if it's your own friend, like that. But it's where, you already have to put him through. like when you watch me, like, you know how they're gonna feel when I had to put an end to your career in Toronto. Like it's gonna be nothing like compared what Roman Reigns what compared to Roman did to you, like when you humiliate you in your actual hometown in Montreal. Like that will like that will have nothing what I'm gonna be doing to you. Like when we're gonna get into Toronto when we head to the country of Canada in this year's chamber. Like like it won't be like it's like it will be like worse, and it's gonna be something that's unforgettable. Like with your house and watching you like having a nice house, like and in your career in Toronto. Like what's that, like like what could what's gonna happen like when you cannot provide for them anymore, and also what about the and when they had to watch me have to just take the career away from me just because you could you know why it's because you're too proud because you're selfish you are selfish like yeah because you're gonna make me do things to them and it's just such thing is like and then that and for that I'm never ever gonna forgive you for that. But it's where then he let Sami Zayn know that he's gonna be seeing him in Toronto, and I was like, I bet if Sami Zayn was watching this on Twitter, he probably would be probably rang up the 911 because even if he is his best friend, he still was basically trespassing. But it's where we got Kevin Owens um this is where the Kevin Owens promised him, in Toronto, like he's gonna make him remember that he asked for this, and it's gonna be nothing but all his fault. But that's where they confirmed this is gonna be an unsanctioned match at the chamber match. Let me know in the comments section right down below. Who do you think is gonna take the W in that event? Which I'm gonna give you my predictions on to that next Friday, which I'm gonna be talking about the elimination chamber prediction segment on who do you think I'm gonna win who's gonna win that match along with others that's gonna be on the card. But But the thing is, they didn't tease anything about Cody Rhodes facing Sol Sikoa, which I was like, what was the whole flubbing point about him, him attacking Cody Rhodes a couple weeks, even though Cody Rhodes kind of got some revenge right back, and they left him too much in a cliffhanger. But at the same time, they kind of did, and I don't understand why did they did it in the way they did it. But that's gonna be remain a mystery at this point. But it's where we got But it's where we got the Archer Infamy and the Monster of All Monsters. Went right out of the advert break. This is where Enter Solo and Jacob Fatu like, hey, Enter Solo's call like, we're gonna get back into business, and it's gonna start with Braun Strowman and Damian Priest, and that's where then Jacob Fatu's like, yeah, come on, DP, and that's where then what's his name? The Soul Skull's like, oh no, not you too, like for him, just saying out of nowhere saying DP, even though that's his initials, but that sounds like some inappropriate stuff, like what came out of the small werewolf's mouth if it's out of context. But like, come on, bro. Hey, come on, bro. Like we can do all this. Like, and, and it was and this where it's and we're gonna be on the stove, but the thing is, I'm also on the car, and I'm not gonna be stopping. I'm not gonna be using the brakes. I'm gonna use all gas, since we touched and it was where and ever since ever since we stopped in the city of Saints, we've been dropping them just like breadcrumbs or stuff. I was like, hopefully they're not being serious. But it's where he's like, and you know what I mean, which we all know that what he mean. But it's where he shouted out. That's where then he was like, play my music. And that's where they ended up start doing so. With them coming out of his music rather than Solo's usual music because, yeah, he's no longer the self-proclaimed tribal chief. That's where Solo's called then agreed to do so. Then others of the truth, truly return the trust back to but this is where we got the match started. This is where we got but this is where we got Damian Priest and Souls Cause that thing started. This is where they start grappling it out right into the middle of the ring. This is where Damian Priest tried to push him right to the upper right corner hand, but this is where he ends up getting pushed right back in the middle by the self-proclaimed tribal chief. This is where he's like, what are you gonna do about like former champ? And this is where he starts slapping him right onto his little chin area, but Damian Priest didn't take that as lightly. Like this is where then he pushed him right back. This is where them guys told to go, hey, like I'll only just give a little teaser here. Like you gotta take it seriously. This is where they start playing the little grappling war again. This is where the referee's like, all right, y'all on the ropes now. Like y'all need to like go like 1, 2. This is where Damian Priest and but that's where we got Ed Souls to call and fall right back with a headbutt. This is where we got the dry Irish whip him right to the left side. This is where he gets hit with a big forearm strike. But that's where we got Souls called and hits him right hands, right into the head of. But that's where we got. But that's where we got Jacob Fatu. I mean, this is where Souls called to start trying to convince Jacob Fatu that they're still a team and they're still a family and they're still the ones. Like and this is where Jacob Fatu then I'm not sure if it was sarcastic or he being serious, but he just agreed and not say much. But Damian Priest just started fighting right back with some strikes. But this is where he gets hit with a wrist lock uppercut. This is where we got Damian Priest hits strikes right back. This is where he goes for it tags in Braun Strowman, like with him getting tackled by 100-hour freight train. And then it goes for a splash right onto the corners. This is where he was getting kind of distracted with Jacob Fatu, which that was probably the downfall of the what they call it, the monster of all monsters. This is where we got. But this is where we got Braun Strowman throws Souls Cole back in the bottom right side. This is where we got Jacob Fatu that hit the crossbody, but Braun Strowman hit the big boot to follow things up by the one big SOB. But this is where we got. But this is where we got. But this is where we got what's the name? Jacob Fatu to roll right into the left corner side. This is where Damian Priest hit a cross clothesline onto the on not Jacob. I think it was Souls Cole actually. But that's where we got Tama Tongue trying to attack him when he was in the side. That's where he gets the chair punch out as well. But somehow Jacob Fatu hit the crossbody onto him that sent him flying right into the back of the barricade. This is where we got the Samoan werewolf then. But this is where we got. Once we got the powerful force and all of pro wrestling came on and off. This is where with the heels going.
Did you see my zombie monster?
Yeah, what monster?
The green one with the head on. Where's the head?
Where's the head at?
Yeah.
I saw the head long ago.
I guess we're gonna have to try it. So where's the blue one? Julian. I found the body, but where is it?
I wonder where it could be, but anyways, assassinators is where we got. But this is where we got Braun Strowman thought he was making a huge comeback, but the Souls of Cold stopped him by trapping him into to something that was perfect bait, which I'm still wondering what exactly that is. But this is where we got Souls of Cold. This already hit not just one or two, but multiple hip attacks right on the Braun Strowman, and this is where the Wade Bear did it again. Somebody better call Britney Spears because like he did said that it's probably giving Braun Strowman some extremely horrible PTSD right now, which it probably was. It's where then he tagged in Jacob Fatu that made it even worse because that was the man that put him out for a little while. Well, only for like a whole week though. That's why he hits him yet again right into the face. And his Jacob Fatu is where he goes for it again. Braun Strowman then stopped him, hit a double drop kick right into the face where he had nowhere else to go. This is where he tried to tag in Damian Priest, which Damian Priest ends up getting tagged. Then he started taking out the likes of Jacob Fatu and Solzico all by himself with some spinning wheel kick, back elbow right on the Solzico on the bottom right side. He's going to try to go for a running away devastating closeout, but this is where he nearly got spinning soloed. But this is where we got Solzico to go for a super kick right to the midsection. Then he tried to wait for Damian Priest to get back on his feet. He's like, come on, what do you got? And this is where he spin around and hit the kick right to his face. Damian Priest hit a forearm strike onto the former self-proclaimed tribal chief, hits him with a reverse face plant, try to go for a pin. This is where we got Charles Robinson count for 1, 2, but the referee immediately kicks out at 2.7 if I'm not mistaken. That's where Damian Priest throws Saul Cole right into the bottom left corner side. This is where Damian try to go for a forearm strike. This is where we got. But it's where Damian Priest hits a forearm strike right into the face of what's his name what's his name to Saul Sokoa. This is where he followed that up with a crossbody. This is where we got Damian Priest to try to go for that very powerful and painful looking clothesline, which we all know in professional wrestling, if it didn't work the first time, it's gonna be the guaranteed second time. But in this case, it was Damian Priest must have been double cursed because Solo's called count out of it. This is where he's about to hit the Samoan drop, and don't worry, he's full-blooded Samoan, but this is where we got Damian Priest hit a cymbal slap right to the head. Then go for a sideways kick right onto this is where we got Damian Priest trying to go for Razor's Edge, but Tama Tonga came in strike. This is where he hits with a right hand. This is where Jacob Fatu hit a shot right to the bottom corner with the referee was being distracted by Tama Tonga. This is where we got Souls for spinning solo. But this is where we got Souls go like, oh, this is extremely painful. But this is where we got Soul Dakota trying to finish Damian Priest off. This is where he tried to go for some more spike, but this is where Damian Priest tried to go for a South of Heaven choke slam. But this is where Jacob Fatu kind of stopped him, but he gets hit with an elbow strike right from the Punisher. This is where he don't try to go for it again, but this is where Jacob Fatu try to go for super kick. But this is where then we got Damian Priest move right out of the way, and you will not believe who he actually super kicked. And yep, you guessed it, it was Solo. And this is where he accidentally did that into the angle. Well, I'm not sure if it was an accident because considering that he had some mini conflict, if I'm not mistaken. But this is where we got, let's see, Jacob Fatu ends up getting thrown right to the right corner side by Damian. And this is where he finally got the clothesline of the third time as a charm. That springing board him right to the right side. like I'll say the right corner side ropes, which he must have found the third time's a charm card if I'm mistaken. This is where then we got this is where we got Braun Strowman that came in, hits a what they call a big what they call the Strowman Express shoulder tackle, pounced right onto Jacob Fatu over the announce table. Damian Priest took off his suspenders off like into his tank tops where he tried to ask what's his name, Sosa hits him with the South Heavens choke slam. And the match was pretty good, and it's getting the golden trophy. It's just that this finish, like I'm not sure what to say, which was very shocking with Damian Priest getting the pinfall win on the solo of all people. Even though we need to make Jacob Fatu strong, and but since this is a storyline with Sosa Cole losing everything, like and he's like starting to be how Roman Reigns was feeling basically last year when he lost the Undisputed Championship back in March of that year. Not March, I mean April of that year. But yeah, this is where we got in the winner of this match, we got Damian Priest and Braun Strowman. And I never thought that Damian Priest would help get the win tonight, let alone being into Souls of Cola. But like his road to WrestleMania is looking very promising for the former world heavyweight champ. Maybe you'll have another shot at the title. And do you think that's going to be so in this future in WWE, being the two-time world champion, but this time for Cody's belt? Let me know down. And do you think this is the sign that's what's to come? Which I'm not sure. And judging what we saw in this confrontation between The Rock and Cody, it might say otherwise. But we're gonna have to wait in the next 8 days on what's to probably to come in the foreseeable future. But yeah, but I guess I'll give a SmackDown probably 4.5 stars. There was just a few things that probably shouldn't have happened. But I'm not gonna judge it because of it. Like, and yeah, I'm gonna stay as a positive Pete, not trying to be a negative Nancy. But yeah, it's still a really good show, even though there's a couple of blunders. But like, name a show that doesn't have any blunders. Like, yeah, like that's just normal in life. Like these bookers and people in the creative team are only human. So it's not to be talking trash about and moaning and complaining and growing on about this on social media. So yeah, for those that are gonna be negative about it, cut it out because you're not gonna get your answer by throwing a tantrum that way. Like yeah, which I'm speaking to the marks and not the. But yeah, I guess that'll be it for now. And I've been notified like that the latest that WWE has announced the latest latest update on the on the release wagon, I guess you could say, as we got breaking news as Carmella has been officially been let go like during this episode of SmackDown, which I completely feel sorry for her. And hopefully that you'll find work in this industry sooner rather than later. Like, and wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors. And but yeah, like, but SmackDown was a pretty decent, really good show. And now it's having me like this week grabbing my interest on like this showing to prove that it showed to prove that that dub- that like never like assume things because it could just turn like it could easily could just turn around easily and just surprise you out of the blue like more than the RKO could do. But let me know down in the comment section right down below what your What's your hot take on how you will rate Friday Night SmackDown tonight? And did you think they did a pretty good job on the show? I'll say, if you ask me, most things I'll say for sure, but there is a couple of things like what if it's with Soul Sikoa's booking, but at the same time it is pretty well invested to see like what's to come like in on the road to WrestleMania 41, which is a little bit over 50 days away. Like, which I cannot believe that's the case, and it's only just 2 months away. Like from the biggest granddaddy event of all time. But yeah, 4.5 stars for SmackDown, even though it could have been a bit more better. But I can understand on some points, like when it comes to storytelling. But let's hope that this is going to be all for nothing and in vain, like with between the Rocky and Cody and with Solo Sikoa, like not getting a match or something out of Cody versus Solo. But at the same time, maybe it's for the best to just bury the hatches of those plans and just move on and just worry about focusing on with between Cody and The Rock and even whoever and who's he gonna face at WrestleMania, which it could be either a CM Punk or John Cena or even both. But for now, we're just gonna just end it right here on this note and talk more about this in the upcoming issue of the latest edition of the Wrestling News on the SNA podcast, and also like on next week's SmackDown and on the pay per view of the of WWE Elimination Chamber. But like this is like I'll say, I guess you could say this was a very was a probably an appetizer from the end, and we're probably gonna get one more of Elimination Chamber, and then we're gonna be the only thing we're probably gonna be looking forward to is the grand stage of them all, and that is WrestleMania. And who do you think is gonna be facing who besides Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship, and Gunther taking on Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button and consider hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more SNA videos. And I hope y'all enjoyed this, and if so, yeah, I give a huge thumbs up onto this video and on in the comments as well, and like let me know how you feel about this, and also and and also, yeah, please give a like and subscribe and post notification. And also do the same on my other channel, which is SNA Entertainment as well, which I finally made my first video on the channel, which is my very first animation review video, or some might will call it a debut, my debut, which yeah, I even wrote on to the description caption, which you could just flip it over from the main caption, but like. But yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and if so, I mean, what am I talking about? I already said that. I apologize. But anyways, if, and make sure to check out my wrestling news video tomorrow, which is gonna be on February 22nd, 2025, where we're gonna be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know, which is going to be on the Ringside News article along with AEW Collision, which I know like probably like most things that's going to be happening on there, but like one of them is going to be unfortunate, and yeah, like you have already guessed, with those that have been brainwashed by the worst city of the United States, like good news for them, and also good news about like any statuses on a certain particular championship, like which it's going to have its rubber match perhaps at the City of Angels and the home of Hollywood, like which this feud belongs into, considering their gimmicks is very similar to like somewhere like near the into the land of entertainment and superstars. Like I'm not talking about WWE's wrestlers, unfortunately, unless you were talking about, of course, John Cena and The Rock, but I'm talking about totally different superstars at this point. But But yeah, now I'm gonna see you guys then. Hope y'all are having a safe and awesome Friday night. Like, and hope you stay that way for the rest of your night. And I'll see you guys there with some more SNA content until we meet again. Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a phenomenal night. And yeah, and hopefully y'all taking care and being safe. And I will see you guys on the next video. And believe that you are all worth it. Like yeah. And yeah, and I thank you guys for watching to the very end. If it wasn't for you guys, like these videos would not be anywhere near the definition mark of relevancy. Like, and I give y'all praise for that, and thank you so much. And I will see and talk to you guys tomorrow. And yeah, and good night to you all. Bye bye and peace.